Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rahara Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops from Great Millstone for teaching us the truth, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world, pushing the truth and sincere, and the few sisters that are listening. Shalom. So this videos that we making is to wake up our people, to tell them the truth about who we are as the descendants of Jacob. And this goes through the seed line of your father. And if your father, the so-called of your father, that goes back to a Jacob descendant, guess what? Then you go back to an Israelite of the lineage of the Heavenly Father and his son. So this video is to tell us, the people, the truth about in what time we are right now and what is coming. Because of a lot of things are coming this way, and it's going to get harder and harder. So we need to prepare ourselves and make sure that we get right with the Heavenly Father. Because of our own nation, a lot of people are going to be destroyed also. And that's what the Bible says. So we warning the elect, and the elect is going to be saved out of it. And that's why we always say, like, we hope that we are of that number. And the only thing what we can do is keep on doing the will and the work of Yahweh Bashem Yeshai and pleasing him. And he told us already, like, if you keep on enduring to the end, you will be saved. So we have a duty as children of Yahweh Bashem Yeshai, as teachers and prophets, to do the works what is required of us. And when we say to our people, we're talking to the Latinos, Native Americans, so-called Negroes that are scattered all around the world, that are in West Africa, that are in the islands of the Caribbean, but also, like I said, are scattered all around the world. You have people in Japan, people in China, people in Germany that looks like the other nation, the speckled birds, but their seed line goes back to Jacob descendants. And that's why you have also a lot of Irish or a lot of Berbers, the basically also going back to the Israelites descendants. But yeah, it goes to the seed line of your father. So the time what we are living right now is going to the CBDC and the also Revelation 13 and 16 that talks about the m.o.t.b. And I have put a little bit of clips together to show you, like, hey, this is really going on and there is an agenda. And I have a couple of scriptures lined up, so through the lesson I will read the scriptures and talk about the stories. Khan, Shalom.
Was taking place in China. It's called 15-minute cities, where in order for me to enter my apartment complex, I have to do a biometric scan. In order for me to leave my apartment, I have to do a biometric scan. That information gets sent to the government agency or police station, and it gets you logged in. So much so to the point where if you have a poor social credit score and you do biometric scans and you want to get into your apartment, it says access denied. They don't even let you into your own home. It's getting really crazy. And during COVID, the 15-minute city lockdowns, you couldn't leave your apartment.
Unfortunately, I think this is just the beginning. So I've learned when people tell you what they're going to do, don't ignore them. So when the UN and Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab tell you that they've got a UN 2030 plan with sustainable development goals, I think there are 17 or 21 of them, and every one of them says you won't be traveling, you won't have a private car, we won't be using international shipping to move goods around, there won't be any flights except military or perhaps very rich people. You won't own anything and you'll be happy. You probably won't live in your own house. You'll be using much less energy for everything, including heating, manufactured goods, and so on. When they tell you that, you should assume that they're serious about it. And so I think COVID has been part one of a multi-act play that's going to take 10 years that will destroy the liberal democracies completely. We've already, if you think living in a democracy, now ask yourself who you could vote for that would change this, because I don't think there's anyone you can vote for anywhere that is guaranteed things. So I don't have an answer, but I'm telling you, I think we're sliding down through the gates of hell. I'm speaking out. There's nothing in it for me. I've lost lots of money, all my friends. I'm away from my home and family, and I'm speaking out because personally, as I close, I am absolutely sure what I've told you is substantially true.
I don't know how else to say this to you people at home. These are the last years of freedom. Our children are never going to experience what we experienced. We're going to have electric cars, which will be zone controlled, which will turn off if you go into the wrong zone, or turn off on certain days of the week. We're going to have money, which they control completely and absolutely, CBDCs, which they can freeze at any moment, or only allow you to spend it on certain things, or only allow you to spend it in certain areas. This is the beginning of the absolute end. We're entering complete tyranny and slavery. Nobody seems to give a shit.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So after the whole kaboom and kasam, this is the end of Esau, and the rulership is going to be in the hand of Jacob. And Yahweh Bashem Yashai is the head, the kings of kings, and basically we're gonna rule under him. And you have also King David, and then the apostles, the elect, and the 144,000 and the rest of the Israelite descendants that come back through the elect. So eventually Jacob's going to be the beginning of it, and Esau's the end, and we're seeing his kingdom is falling and coming to an end. So this is 1st Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. So here, back in the day, you had King Antiochus already wanted to have the people like basically in one government. And everyone should leave his laws. So come to their laws, basically leave your religion, leave everything what you've been taught, and come basically join the one world order. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. So these nations was agreeing with the ways that he's gonna teach, and that's something that we're gonna see in the near future also. People gonna take heed to it, like, hey, let me do this, because otherwise I don't have nothing. I cannot eat, I cannot drink, I can do nothing, I cannot enjoy, I cannot go on vacations, basically owning nothing. So basically I ain't down with the system. Then they're gonna cut you off. So people were agreeing with the king Antiochus at that time, and in the near future this is also something that you're gonna have, that people gonna agree like, hey, let me do this because my life is going to be easier. 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. So even our own people, they were like, hey, let me do this, this is better. And this is the same thing what you have with the so-called 19 jump shot. A lot of people were agreeing with the system of Esau Edom, like, let me join him, basically, so I can go still drinking, clubbing, flying. Otherwise I be limited to all the things. I get a limitation on the things what I are capable of doing, without he's in order and he's your boss at that moment. And that's why people agreeing, because they don't want to be come in a situation that is going to be hard. And this is the thing what we need to go through for a little bit, because when the m.o.t.b is coming, hey, guess what, shortly after that we are out of this hellhole. So basically you choose and pick what your battles are going to be, but the elect is going to pick the battle of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. He's going to join them. And that's the best thing. If you are a Jacob descendant, is the best thing to cleave onto that. And if you don't believe, if you're not an Israelite, hey, enjoy your time what you have right now, and you never know, everything is possible with the Heavy Father. And also people gonna cleave onto the Yahweh Bashem Yashai, like it says in Isaiah 2. So the other nations gonna take heed also to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, like, hey, this is the real way. So certain people gonna believe, and you have people that don't gonna believe, but they gonna see. 43, slightly 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. And that's what you have right now in the certain places that you live. People gonna take heed to the laws what that land is going to give. But if you give one world order, basically, it doesn't matter where you go. All the laws going to be the same. And that's what they want. So they have total control over you. It doesn't matter where you go. They understand where you are. When you take a shit or a dump in the toilet, they understand there is the person sitting and dumping and taking a shit. If you want to go to the supermarket or go somewhere else, they already know what you buy. They understand what you where you're walking. Hey, and all the technology with the movies, what you've seen, what they can do from a distance is crazy, man. So there's total control what they have over you. So you can basically dumb yourself down. Like John D. Rockefeller said, I don't need thinkers, I need workers. So basically what you have with the whole thing with the AI is basically dumbing you down. So you rely on the system and basically just go to work and come home and that's it. That's what they want. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offering in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festivals days. So all the Sabbath day and the festival days what the Israelites were keeping, they needed to throw it away. Yeah, basically that is it. Yeah, there's more what the Israelites did if you read on, but just to show you like the mindful of King Antiochus and what we have with Klaus Schwab and Bill Snakes and Elon Pest, also what he's going to do. They all work together. So this is the book of Genesis 47 and 15. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money failed. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle, if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses. So basically they say like, hey, the money is failing, so what use is this money for me? So basically if I give you everything, my belongings, my cattle, just give me bread, and you're supposed to take care of me. So this is also in the mindset of the people. They were like, I don't need all these things. I just need food. I just need a roof over my head, and then I'm good. 16. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle, if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for their flocks, and for the cattle of their herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year. So the second year they came again, because the whole year he was giving them bread, everything what they needed. And said unto him, We will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent. My Lord also had our herds of cattle. There is not enough left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our lands. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes? Both we and our land, buy us and our land for bread. So basically here is the land, houses, everything what they have, also for the bread. So basically they wanted to come under the rulership. And we and our land will be servants. So that's what they say. We be servants, be under subjections, be obedience, basically, under the king of Egypt. Because Joseph was giving the orders, basically, and taking the rulership, but he was allowed by the king of Egypt basically to make sure the food and everything was good. So 19, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh. And give us seed, that we may live, and not die, that the land be desolate. And Joseph brought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh. For the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. So everything became as of Pharaoh. So it shows you eventually they didn't own anything anymore. They give everything up because the money system was failing. And what do we have with the CBDC? There's also going to be a global collapse of the money. So that's why they're going to go into central banking digital currency. So they're going to be implanting this and make it normalize it. And basically, then they can implant also like, hey, basically, just follow us and we take care of you. So there's no new thing under the sun.
Because a digital currency, and this is all accepted, this is not theory, is programmable. They can program a digital currency to mean you can only spend it on certain things and you can't spend it on others not designated by the government. And it's programmable so it can only be spent in a certain area. So if you go outside of your zone, your money won't work. And not only that, it means that when you go past one of these number plate cameras when you, quote, shouldn't, you won't be able to challenge the fine because the fine will be taken out of your digital account the moment you transgress. This is what's happening. Now, these digital currencies are called central bank digital currencies, CBDCs.
Cutting off your energy and food. And we've had it good so long, the average person just doesn't realize how much danger we're all in. And when they collapse the global economy, they're going to say, well, there's billions of people that can't pay themselves, don't have jobs because of the lockdowns and cutting off the infrastructure and the loans, the resources. That wipes out the small businesses. We got to give them a debit card with this new digital currency on it, but you can only spend it certain places at certain companies, and that further vertically integrates. And if you think a doubling of the wealth of the globalists during the COVID fraud was bad, you haven't seen anything yet. COVID was the test for martial law and rationing and control. Now the real assault begins.
Today, most of the countries in the world are considering using CBDCs. And once this kind of power is unleashed, it may be nearly impossible to reverse it.
Wait, so what are CBDCs?
Central bank digital currencies. Instead of being completely uncontrolled, this money is completely controlled.
Why would banks want to create their own digital money when they already control our paper money?
Because they can't control how you use your paper money. Once it leaves the bank, it becomes hard to trace and nearly impossible to control. CBDCs would allow the government to completely control the money, to spy on everything you buy. Imagine the government taxing you instantly, seizing your money whenever they feel like it. Say the wrong thing in a post, poof, you're a terrorist. And poof, no more money in your bank account.
Something big is coming. People have to get mortgages, right? Where'd they get that money from?
The banks.
Where does the bank get the money from?
Central banks.
Where does that money come from? Thin air.
Yeah.
No currency in history has lasted more than 50 to 100 years.
Okay, this is taken from X. The average lifespan of a currency is 27 to 60 years before it collapses due to hyperinflation. Wow. So what you're saying then is in our lifetime, the currency that we're holding is going to go basically to zero.
I wouldn't say it goes to zero. They just manufacture it into a new version. conversion. I think the Romans are a great example. If you look at how they started with their gold coins, then eventually what they started doing is they started having a bit of silver to these coins.
So this is the start of inflation.
So they started to liquidate the value of it to the point where it becomes so worthless, their currency pretty much vanished.
This video should terrify you. She's part of an experiment, but she doesn't know it. You see, these people are in on it. So every single time they hear a beeping noise, they stand up. It only takes until about the third time before she folds and stands for no reason. Now here's where it gets really crazy. One by one, each one of the people leave the room. And now she's all by herself. And the same beeping noise goes off, and look, she stands. Now they bring somebody new in that was not a participant. And remember, she wasn't a participant. She stands up. At first he ignores her. He asks why. She says everybody was doing it, so she thought she was supposed to. He doesn't quite understand what's going on, but look what he does. He stands. More new people come in, and they all start to stand as well. And remember, all of this started from some fake ass rule that made no sense. And this experiment is exactly why you should think for yourself. This is how bullshit spreads. One person does it, and then everybody else follows without asking any questions. Then it becomes a new normal. This is messed up because this is exactly how families pass down bad habits and how entire cultures can be built on lies. Critical thinking is so important because once you stop thinking, you're no longer living your life. You're just another sheep in the herd.
Yo, did you just hear what happened in Vietnam? The government just deactivated 86 million bank accounts overnight. Why? Because the people did not submit their biometric data for a digital ID. If you didn't scan your face or give up your fingerprints, your money was immediately frozen and soon to be confiscated. Of course, they say it's about fraud prevention, but this is obviously about control. They want you tagged, scanned, and monitored. And if you don't comply, they cut you off from your money. And don't think that this is too extreme to happen over in the West, because it's already started. The United Kingdom is rolling out digital ID under the guise of immigration reform. Prime Minister Keir Starmer is about to announce that he wants every citizen to have one, for jobs, housing, and even healthcare. They say it's for convenience, but let's be honest, this is going to be your key to participate in society. Because soon, without a digital ID, you simply won't exist in the system. There's currently a petition against it, but the last petition against the Online Safety Act drew hundreds of thousands of signatures and was completely ignored.
Okay, the fact that you want to put the decline of this country on the fact that there's a bit of paper washing around is laughable.
I'm not saying it's all about that.
Down to your Chancellor, nothing else. But apart from that, the problem with digital ID, and I read this article by Pat McFadden today, who's Tony Blair's mouthpiece, because Tony Blair wants this because he's going to make zillions from it, by the way. It's the only thing he talks about. There is only one line in this whole article which, for me, is absolutely critical, and that is that it's going to be so easy to do all of the things that you've just said. You can even collect your supermarket loyalty points on it. That is the scariest line in that whole article. You know why? Because eventually, Kai, when we have this whole thing where you can't do anything in society without your digital ID, not only will you be able to collect your supermarket points on it, which sounds all lovely, when you've eaten too much beef because you've overstepped your carbon footprint, it won't let you buy it at the tills. When you go to fill up your car, it won't let you put petrol in. And when you haven't been a nice person online, it won't let you get on an airplane. This is the start of a social credit system. It's wrong, and everybody should say no, and I will say no. We have a passport. They know who I am. That's enough.
So this is Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And this goes to Esau, Edom, but also these other nations that are thinking they can rule and they can continue with all the wickedness what they've been doing. Eventually the Most High shall rain upon them, and nuclear destruction is coming upon them. 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bows of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So eventually they're going to be destroyed for all the things what they have done. So the moment they thinking, yes, the m.o.t.b is working almost correct, then terror is coming upon them also, man. The Most High is going to intervene real quick and real soon. Because of course, World War III is popping up. We've seen it happening, but it shows you in what time we are living, because we then it's the scripture says we are not at the end yet when we see all these things coming. But when the m.o.t.b is coming, then we know, like, hey, then it's really close by. So this is Revelation 13 and 16. And he casteth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So it shows you, like, if you're down with the beast system or taking the m.o.t.b, the chip, then you cannot buy. If you take it, you can buy or sell. If you don't take it, you cannot buy or sell. That's what they say. But we know in Isaiah it says, like, my servants shall eat and ye shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, ye shall be thirsty. That shows you that we know through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashar, He will make sure we will eat. We don't need to take this device. We don't need to sing along with Satan, his system, his beast system, his laws, his things, what he is bringing out to the world. We ain't. We don't need to depend on that. We have Yahweh Bashar. That's the only thing what we're supposed to do. And fear. Let me jump to 14. Revelation 14 and verse, let me start at 7. Saying with a loud voice, fear Yahweh and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the foundations of waters. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, American. That's talking about America, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of her wrath, of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, the m.o.t.b, and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out with mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And there's a presence that talks about Yahushai. So eventually, if you go down, if you want to go with the beast system, the NATO, AU, what they've been, Rome, what they've been telling you, like, hey, do this, do that, join us, the Most High is going to destroy you. And if you take the m.o.t.b, guess what? The Most High is going to destroy you. So it's a very serious thing that the Most High already warns you, like, hey, if you do these things, like it says in verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh. And that's the missiles. You're going to catch a missile. You can, all kind of things can be happening unto you. You can check on YouTube 1,000 ways or 1,000,000 ways to die. Choose one, basically. The Most High has everything under control. He gives you the option. If you want to rely on the system of Esau, then you basically agreeing with his system, and you sign a contract with him, and then you choose the contract. The Most High doesn't want you to be lukewarm, or either you're hot or you're cold. Not the double-minded man is unstable. And also, what I want to bring out is Isaiah 14. And 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, I will I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's what Esau is doing. He's trying to be like the Heavenly Father, but he ain't. So eventually he's going to be destroyed.
The mark of the beast.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin,
It is already here. People will be tricked into taking it. It happened before. People took the shots for just a little freedom. But next time, it will be your financial life. But he who endures until the end will be saved. Will you stand firm in faith? Will you stand tall for what you believe?